right.
What it do, baby? We back at it again. Episode 5. Here with my boy Ray.
Yes. What's up?
What up? Got our guest with us, blessing us. Miss Akilah, say what's up to everybody.
Hey, everybody, what's up?
Yes, she's there. She's there. Yes.
Okay, so
I'm here.
He's here. So we got awesome topics today. We're talking MVP talk. We're talking Lakers. We're talking the Hawks looking like a dumpster fire. We're going to get our top 5 East, top 5 West, All-Stars, and then we're going to have our knee jerk. You know how we do. So,
all right, start us off, Lamar. Start us off. Let's go.
Okay, so right now, poll came out that LeBron James is looking like he's leading the race in the MVP discussion with Embiid literally on his tail.
Okay.
I agree. I like it. What you all's take? Akilah, I'm going to start with you. Do you think this year LeBron James averaged a 25, 8, and 8? Lakers currently got the number 2 seed. He can get the MVP.
Well, we've been honest. He should have got it last year. Let's just be honest. Be honest. Come on. But we'll focus on this year. But yeah, he deserves an MVP. Just he's like his 18th season. He looks incredible. We see what he's been carrying the Lakers without AD. I think he's shooting like 40% from the 3.
Without
LeBron
AD.
looks
like he's
amazing.
Injured.
Without AD. Yeah, because he's injured, but he looks amazing. And the closest would be Embiid, but I think he's definitely like running away with the MVP.
Yeah. I disagree strongly. I don't think he's running away with anything. I think last year's numbers was better than this year's numbers, and he didn't win the MVPs last year. So how can you just give somebody an MVP saying, oh, it's the same narrative? And I think here's the thing that we're seeing is ESPN is dry with the storylines. You know, last year was Giannis. They thought it would be Luka, but the Mavs are doing awful. They can't do the same LeBron 18th year storyline that they did last year in the 17th year when they did. Oh, sorry. Excuse that. That was telling us that we had to go.
That was God saying, that boy lying.
No, he was saying the truth. He was saying amen. But so I think that like last year, he put up better numbers. And you can't keep giving a dude because he's the oldest dude in the league putting up 25. And I think I saw, what's his name? I get the Instagram name wrong, but he always talks about NBA, Fabuloso or Fab something.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, he was talking and it just kind of about like, yeah, and I agreed with him in the standpoint of 25, whatever, ain't like MVP numbers. Like that's cool. That's great for a winning team. But that's like, almost like where we started complaining about Derrick Rose getting it over LeBron that year because Derrick Rose was getting 23 something. You know what I mean? It's just like it's a stretch, and I think it'll be Steph and KD have a better narrative, and if Steph gets his team up to the top 3 or 4, he can probably be in that MVP race. And if KD starts balling out, even though I just saw that he may be out for a couple of games, but if he comes back and they get on this crazy
his hamstring.
Yeah, if they get on a crazy run, I think that KD can pick up that MVP. And so I don't think that the narrative is in his favor, and what you guys are saying is narrative. And I think that numbers doesn't reflect even that weak narrative you guys have. Like 25, whatever. He's had better numbers and got snubbed the MVP. So we're going to give him, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
Let me chime on this. Last year, he had...
And Utah's number 1.
Currently.
Yeah.
By 1 game. But last year, he averaged 25, 8, and 10. This year,
better than
25, 8, and 8.
Which is what? So what was last year? Last year was better, correct?
Is it really?
Yes.
Two
you
more.
You want me to answer? You want me to answer for you? Yes. Then bring up field goal percentage for me. Field goal 3 point.
42.
Last year. What was last year?
Last year?
No, field goal and 3 point. Give me both of them. This year and last year. Mr. Statistician, you want to hit me with the stats? Let's hit with the stats. Come on, bro.
Okay. Last year's stats, you want to know?
Yeah.
49.8.
For field goal? And
49.3. This year, 49.8. So almost 50% this year.
49, and then 3-point last year.
3-ball last year. Hold on to the 3-ball real quick. Hold on. 3-ball last year was 3.48. This year is 3.91. So he's shooting better again. Lord have mercy.
Ooh,
do I need to keep putting it in the coffin?
Look at you getting. Do I
need to get any lower?
But I agreed that I don't think that he deserved it last year, and I don't think he deserved it this year.
No, I agree a little bit with her. I thought he got snubbed last year, but
I don't think so.
I wasn't mad at the Giannis. That's one thing. There was
but that's how I know he doesn't get snubbed, because for people not to be mad that are diehard Laker fans means he didn't get snubbed.
Giannis had a phenomenal year, though.
Exactly. That's why he didn't get snubbed. like Lakers fans would say it, even if like it was close, they would say LeBron deserved it. This person was trash. But if he got a phenomenal season, you guys would say, I understand it. That's what I'm saying. You guys understand it. So it wasn't even close. He was leading in every percentage.
Yeah. And he led the league in assists last year too. So he low-key did get snubbed. 17th year leading the league.
Go for that. He got snubbed. Whatever.
This year, like her point, AD has been MIA. He's on a milk carton right now. Like, where are you, bro? Averaging 20-some points a game. You know what I mean? LeBron James has been carrying us. There's no reason we should be having overtime games against subpar teams.
I think at some point we have to have the conversation that's chemistry issues.
No, our chemistry looks amazing.
Okay.
We're number one in defense.
I'm talking about the 1-2 tandem. We have to start.
We can, because
offensively. We'll have that conversation later. But why? Why is there only 4 shots? Why? Chemistry. Why? LeBron. Why? Like, that's the Kevin Love effect. That's the Chris Bosh effect. Let's talk. We'll have that conversation later. You keep saying it's not there. I'm saying, why is he only taking 4 shots a game then?
Look, we've talked about that, and Akilah, you can chime in on this as well. I need him to shoot more shots. Agreed, for the Lakers to be successful.
Yeah, we know he don't got that killer. We know he don't got that dog.
Let's switch right now to the Lakers talk. Well, let's talk about the Lakers' success this year. They look amazing. Prior to Utah looking like they on another level, we were that team. Even though Utah won't be on our team level come playoff time, right now we are still the champs. And our chemistry looks good. THT looks great. Kuzma went from trying to be the third star to being a great role player. And I can appreciate that, and I can dig that. And he's chuckling over there, hating. AD has been missing in action, but we're still winning. I want you to think about this, Ray.
All right.
When AD gets back to playing ball 25-10, who gonna stop us? Okay, now, before you answer that, Akilah, chime in. Why do you think we've been so successful and we're number one in defense with AD barely playing this year?
That's where I disagree with Raymond talking about chemistry. If we didn't have great chemistry, we would not be winning these games. Granted, we do start
that's the championship.
Starts when we're down by like 20.
That's the championship rollover to me.
Yeah, we're like down by 20, and I'm like, come on, guys. But I think it's because of the chemistry. I think Schroeder is stepping up. Wes Matthews looks pretty good. So I think everyone's like, he looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Everyone's stepping up.
Don't mind him.
Yes. Akilah, for one, I want to say you definitely know what you're talking about from the standpoint of like, you know what you're talking about. What I disagree with is Schroeder's mentality and Harrell's mentality come playoffs. What I disagree with is because we haven't seen that in Rondo, JaVale, and Dwight was big impacts in that. And I think you have that with Marc Gasol, but you're talking about 3 vets you guys just lost. And I laughed at Lamar saying Kuzma's going into that role player role because eventually he's going to either be traded or want a bigger contract than that little crap he signed. I know he just signed and he's fitting into the role player role, but that's not what he's for. They wanted him to be the third star. So that's null and void. And
he's not the third star.
Yeah, we all know that.
We've tried, I
don't even know why anybody tried. Yeah, I don't know why anybody tried.
Gave him the keys. He said, take the keys back.
Yeah, like he was never going to be the third star. But yeah, no, I think it's a championship layover. I think that they are the champs. They do know what it takes to go that far. You win 16 games, you know what it takes to go that far. And so that's why they're beating cats. It's mentality, and LeBron is year 18. Jordan was beating people off their minds when he was in the Wizards. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a different mentality, and he's got younger legs than Jordan at 40. So I just think that they're gonna fan out. And I think
wow.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Utah's hot, and Lakers going to drop to like the third seed.
Wow.
But Utah's hot now, but come playoffs, it's a whole different story.
Yeah, playoffs. I'm talking about regular season teams.
Same thing they are every single year.
Yes, but regular season teams, I think the Utah's going to have like a Bucks regular season where they get 60 wins and end up with the number one, and somebody else is going to beat out the Lakers for like 2 or 3 games, which is going to knock LA to number 3. That's what
Let me tell you what the Utah Jazz is. You ever go get a TV dinner, you put it in the microwave for 3 minutes,
stop it.
Take it out the microwave, it's already cold.
Stop it.
What happened? I just warmed you up for 3 minutes and it's cold.
Here's one thing I'll shoot bail for is I don't know what Donovan Mitchell will mature into. He's still like got to get over that. Like, this is what we'll see in these playoffs, because last year don't count, it was the bubble. So this year we'll see what he turns into. Is he going to turn into a young Dwayne Wade where he can carry his team past those rounds?
Yeah, we'll see.
Without a second star, because they don't have a second star. Let's be legit. Rudy Gobert ain't putting up points.
No.
So,
okay.
Contract's ridiculous.
Let's not get me started on that $200 million.
So now we got the All-Star game coming up in 3 weeks, something like that. I want to know you all's top 5 in the East, top 5 in the West. I'm going to start mine off.
Please.
I think I might shock y'all, okay?
Okay.
In the West,
wait, hold on, pause. I tell you somebody, if you say somebody's name in the East, I will fly to New York and punch you in the throat. Like, legitimately.
Just like to know.
Because this dude had a crazy game tonight, but go ahead.
Okay. We got Steph Curry. I got Dame taking a little bit over Luka. I guess you could flip-flop that. Obviously, Bron. I got Joker. And I actually got Zion. In the East, I have Brad Beal, Zach LaVine, KD, Jaylen Brown, averaging 26, which is awesome for him. And obviously Embiid. What do you all think of that?
Say your East again.
Brad, Zach, they have to get in. I feel like you can't snub Zach LaVine for almost averaging 30 points a game.
Of course.
And Bradley averaging 32 points a game. Yeah. Jaylen Brown, probably, he might knock on the door for most improved with Jeremy Grant, but he's having a phenomenal year. But then I feel like I'm leaving out Giannis, you know what I mean? So I'm like, and then obviously Embiid and KD. Yeah. I can't leave out KD. Okay.
I mean, if we're talking...
I like your Dame pick. I almost went with Dame.
Yeah, for sure. That Dame pick is nice. Akilah, you go ahead. Go with your picks. East and West.
For the East, I'm loving Bradley Beal right now. So I had to go with Bradley Beal. I went with Kyrie, Embiid, KD, and Giannis. And then for the West, I went with Bron, AD, Kawhi, Steph, and Luka.
Steph and Luka. Okay.
Yeah. I went back and forth about Dame, but I had to go with Luka.
I know, and they're interchangeable, truthfully, because they're both having a great year. I think it might preference a little bit. Yeah. I voted twice, and I voted opposite on both.
Yeah, my issue with choosing these 5 is one, I have an issue with okay, who's the starting 5, who's going to be the for sure 5, and then also who you want to be. I definitely don't think Jeremy Grant is going to be one though. Lamar, sorry.
No, I was saying for most improved.
Oh, got you. Most improved. So
give me your West.
West All-Stars. I think Donovan Mitchell's in there. Of course, you got LeBron in there.
I forgot all about Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, and then you got Kawhi too.
Yeah, I did.
So Kawhi's in there. Steph's in there, and then you got Jokic rounding it out.
Where's LeBron?
I said LeBron. I said LeBron second. Okay. I said Donovan, LeBron, Kawhi, Steph, Jokic.
Okay.
And then I think, because everybody else is just like they're budding stars, but if I'm thinking starters, I'm going solidified. And same thing with the East. I'm taking, Giannis, Harden, Kyrie, KD, and Embiid.
Wow. What about Bradley Beal?
I mean, he'll be a reserve. I think just because you got snubbed last year, don't make you an all-star starter. I'm sorry.
No, your team averaged 32 points a game.
Yeah, but if your team's not winning,
it's not about that.
It is. Right? It is. No, when you talk, like, listen. I'm talking about reserve. He could be an all-star reserve. He's an all-star, and he shouldn't be snubbed. But if I'm putting you in the starting lineup, like you haven't just came off a championship and now your team's trash. You're not coaching
about championships, Ray.
But no, this is what I'm saying. It's not about balling out.
The Wizards are trash.
Yeah, it's not about balling out in a trash market. I don't think that makes you a starter. I don't think it does. I think you got to at least prove that you can lead your team to middle of the pack or 8th seed. You on the bottom of the East? No, you don't get started. You get reserved, man. Get 40. He's probably playing 42 minutes a game. Yeah, I expect you to because there's nobody on your team. Like I don't know, man. Like here's the thing. Like when you have people with leadership mentality, like Giannis can drop 30, Harden can drop 36, and they're 4th or 3rd or 2nd in the West. Mm-hmm. So what's the difference between them and Brad Beal? The market? No. The Russell Westbrook. They got good pieces, man. And I've seen Brad drop 30 and pout in the corner more than lead his team. So let's have that conversation as well. I mean, I know he wants to be traded, but then his body language says he wants to be traded, but his agent says he wants to stay, but he's not coaching his team.
I feel like you're holding him back, though. He's having a phenomenal year.
But you're saying all-star starter? His team is last in the East.
Okay, Akilah, you can chime on this in 1 second. Kyrie barely averaging 20 points a game. James Harden is under 25 points a game as well. And you have Brad averaging 32. And you're saying
they're splitting shots and getting their team there.
That's not his fault. And where's Zach LaVine at?
Zach LaVine is a reserve as well. You're having Zach LaVine and Brad Beal starting. They were not pushing your team over the edge. So I'm not making them all-star starters.
I'm not picking my team to
Bradley Beal.
I'm not picking off of inflated numbers.
Go ahead, Q.
You can't punish him for his team being trash. If he was on any other team, that's not Westbrook.
That's not proven that if he's on any, people have said if he's on any other team, he's not on the trashest of teams. Yeah, fire the head coach, but he has an MVP. He has literally, I can name pieces on his team. You're just going to be like, oh, Mo Wagner. You're going to be like, but Keenan would know what I'm talking about. Keenan would be like,
I know Mo Wagner too.
Keenan would be like,
doo-doo.
All right. Anyways, listen, they have probably, on paper, a great backcourt, one of the top backcourts in the league on paper. And Brad Beal has never been able to push the Wizards over the top. Never. And he's not got the AD size and the AD defense. He's just putting up 35. That's a dude hitting their prime and he's just shooting 3. That's good, but that's not showing me overall game. I just wouldn't start you because of that. I wouldn't start you because of that inflated numbers and you're last in the West and in the East, and you're saying if you put him on any other team. No, you put him on the Rockets, it's the same thing because he's with Wall. You put him on, who are we putting him with? You put him with Steph, it's great, but it's less numbers. And then
let me make sure I'm understanding this. You're not saying he's not an all-star. You're just
he's an all-star. He's not a starter. He's not an all-star starter.
But we can agree to disagree on that topic as long as you're saying he's an all-star this year.
Yeah. He was all-star last year.
So is Zach LaVine?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he was. He got snubbed.
He got snubbed last year, I thought.
Yeah, he did. I mean, I'm saying in my mind, he was an all-star last year.
Yeah, he did. He got snubbed last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Woo, boy, you about to make me take.
But if you're saying I don't even think Brad Beal is top 5 in the East.
Bro, what are you smoking?
Name five players in the East right now that are better than Brad Beal, and you can.
You want me to? Why don't I just name top 5 players?
You can name KD, Harden, Kyrie, Embiid, and Giannis, and I take them all over Bradley Beal.
I'm not taking James Harden over Bradley Beal this year.
No, I'm talking about in general. I don't care if you ball out.
Oh, see, I can't go off of what you did last year.
But no. If you trade because this year is because he has no pieces. If you trade him, his numbers would go down because he would have pieces around him. So I'm saying him as an individual with Harden as an individual, not with the pieces. I'm not taking Brad Beal over Harden. That's what I'm saying.
This year.
No, not this. No, what I said. Not this year. No, what I just said, person over person, I can name 5 people over Brad Beal. And I may even cut this out because I'm going hard on Brad Beal and I don't mean to. I'm just saying person over person, like superstars. I could name 5 superstars over Brad Beal right now. Not this season. I'm talking talent right now. If you had to swap, like, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Akilah, comment on this.
No, I mean, I do agree that, I mean, I can pick 5 superstars over Bradley Beal. However,
thank you.
This team having a great season, and that's what the All-Star game is about.
Yes.
Who's having a great season? The Wizards suck. I mean, it's not his fault that John Wall, I don't know what happened with that. They just swapped him in Westbrook, but he still deserves to be on the All-Star team. A starter.
Okay, a starter. Now, go ahead. Go for your starter. Give him the startership. Go ahead. Give him
that start. Hey, he might not get all the playing time, but give him the start.
Oh, yeah, Lamar, don't talk about playing time. No, because you want him to play because he's going to drop, 45, 50, because he a baller like that. No.
He might.
Yeah,
Kyrie in that thing. Kyrie.
So you don't think there's 5 players over Bradley Beal in the East?
I don't like what you just did. You changed the narrative to fit your argument. You said you need 5 superstars. Bradley Beal is not a superstar. We know that.
That was my argument. I said there's 5 superstars over Brad Beal in the East, and you said no, and I said I'll name you right now, and then I started naming them. Then we started going in.
Name me the 5 best players in the East right now.
Yes.
I would put him in there this year. He's playing phenomenal.
This year, okay, got you.
That's all I'm saying.
That's your caveat. Got you. I feel you. I can live with that. I can live with that.
All right. Woo! All right, Akilah, you're going to start this next topic off. We are going to talk the Hawks basketball. Now, we know this offseason we were like, damn, they scooped up everybody. They went and got Gallinari. They went and got Rondo. I was like, okay.
Rondo averaging like 3, 3, and 3.
Facts. You know what I mean? He making more money. He ain't even played. You know what I mean? So,
right.
Shout out to Trae Young. He's having a phenomenal year. 26 points a game, like 40-some-odd% shooting. Why are they so bad?
I think it's because I want to say injuries. Like, I know Gallinari missed some time. I think he had a sprained ankle. I think they added Chris Dunn. I don't know if he's played yet. Like, I don't know if it's all like collectively. Capella's having a good year, but I don't know if they've all like collectively played
together
without like injuries are like a major thing. Trae Young is having a great season, but I think the injury bug has really hit him. Rondo, I don't know. I expected a little bit like after last year. I expected a bit more from Rondo. I was like, but
he went there for that.
I don't know. He just hasn't been that great. Yeah. But I really think injuries because the East is not. I mean, if we're being honest, the East isn't that great.
No.
So if it wasn't for injuries, they definitely could be a higher seed.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, why the Hawks aren't that well, they're about 2 games out of being 5th seed right now, as it sits.
Yeah, the East is crazy.
So I think Trae Young will turn it on and push them to the 8th seed because the 8th right now is Toronto, and I don't see Toronto getting a playoff seed. But the reason why they're underperforming is a great question because you have Capella, who's a stud. I think they got Bogdanovich this offseason. And then, Trae Young, Rondo. So you have championship leadership. You have that mental. I really think, and I can't unpack this. I don't know enough about it yet because it's only a couple of years into Trae Young's career. But the way players have responded to Trae Young hasn't been like positive. It's kind of like in a snotty, like they don't like him type of thing. That's the vibe I'm getting. So for me, I don't know if that's a locker room, like everybody's getting around their leader like that. Because I think the talent and with Capella and Trae Young and just the shooting they have and the mental, I think that they should be at least a 6 or 7 seed. And so I think, and I don't know enough about Trae Young's leadership yet because we haven't seen enough of that. But I think year 7 or 8, we may hear or see a change and may see like the flip side of that in a doc or something like, yeah, I was this way when I was younger. But I just don't see the same way as vets and people responding to Trae Young. And I could be wrong, you know?
So I think Bogdanovich, I think he fractured his right knee.
Yeah, he's out.
That's a big blow.
That was a big.
Yeah, so that's another big.
Mm-hmm.
It was huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Cam Reddish.
And for leadership, I mean, yeah, you wanted Rondo. For leadership, that's why you wanted Rondo. I don't know how great of a leader he is, but I mean,
I don't know how great Rondo is off the Lakers, though. You know, off of a spotlight where you have to perform, or you get drilled that night, and then you have to perform the next night, or you get drilled that night, and they're calling to trade you. Like that's a different level of pressure than Atlanta pressure.
Yeah.
But yeah, what did you have to say about the leadership, Lamar? I want to hear your take on that.
So the leadership is interesting because that's kind of the same parallel with Luka right now. Mm-hmm. You know, they're both young studs.
But Luka, I feel, has more respect in his organization and his
definitely
team.
has more respect, but that's because of Mark Cuban. He gave him the key. You know, Atlanta right now, Trae Young is a stud. You know, we know he can shoot. We know he can dribble. We know he's a playmaker. But I don't know if it was Mark Jackson or somebody said this. You know, they said, in this day and age, if you're under 6'5" and you're a point guard, you're not going to be a winner. And I thought about that, and I'm like, You know, he said it's a wing market now. You need a wing on your team to win. And I'm looking at the roster, and I'm like, okay, you got the best man on the team, under 22 years old. He don't play no defense. He shoot from the logo. Granted, he makes them. But, you know, when you miss, that's long rebounds, fast break transition.
Yeah.
You can't play no defense, but you want to take all the shots. And this year I'm going to go off of this year alone. I've watched probably about 5 of their games. And he's looked so frustrated with the calls. He's yelling at the refs. He's not getting similar to the respect that you said. He's not getting that from the refs either. All that, you know, like, riding him on the back, trying to get that. They're not calling that this year. And I'm glad. I'm so glad. I just finished watching that Portland game, and Dame did that shit at the half court, and they didn't call it. Good. You know what I mean? Like these bailout calls, I like it. So I think the leadership, maybe like you said, year 7, but they don't have 7 years.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
my only caveat. I think, go ahead. Go ahead, Akilah.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think even with the talent they had, they still weren't gonna do anything. Let's say,
they're still middle bottom of the pack.
Let's say Trae Young. Yeah, because you got Brooklyn, you got the Sixers, you got Milwaukee, you got Boston. Miami. So even if they had like the full team, Miami, they're still bottom of the pack.
Yeah. Also, to your point, Lamar, to the quote, because I heard that quote too that was saying the wing players, and I don't really like that quote. Now, this is not the comparison of the Trae Young, because I love your take on that. That was straight on, but I don't like the quote of the championship overall, because you saw the Golden State Warriors do it. You saw the Pistons do it without dominant wing players. They had wing defenders, but they didn't have dominant wing players. And so it's like, I know it's an easier bailout to say LeBron because he's been there 10 years in a row.
And that's low-key what it was.
Yeah, and KD. But it's just like, no, I mean, Jordan was a guard. You call him a wing because Pippen was there. But then you had...
Golden State.
Yeah, but then you had the Pistons and you didn't say anything about Dumars and Isaiah. And then you had, Hakeem, and you ain't say anything about what dominant wing, So it's just like, I feel like people, it's buyer's remorse. People, are saying, oh yeah, LeBron's been there 10 years, only wings. I'm like, no, only LeBron.
That's what we need to just say, only LeBron.
Yeah. So...
Okay, so we about to end it off. We got our knee-jerk responses. You know how it is. Spitfire, boom, shoot them off the top of the dome. What's your first thought? how you feel. Ray got a couple for both her and I.
Yes.
Hit it.
Okay, man. I got some good ones. So my first one is Tatum overrated?
Hell no.
Did you saw?
No.
Did anybody see his stat line against Bradley Beal tonight?
Did you talk about Jason Tatum?
Yeah.
Jason Tatum?
He's talking about Lorenzo Tatum.
Overrated.
Okay. Next is Zion underrated.
Yes.
No. Yeah.
Ooh.
Overrated, if you ask me.
Okay. All right. I like that.
I don't.
I felt like that last year. I felt like he was overrated last year. This year, he's been balling out this year.
And Lonzo's been getting a lot of TV time. And Zion's been like, I have 50 straight 20 points. And the ESPN's like, whatever. He's like, I broke the backboard. ESPN is like, whatever.
Lonzo finally shot a 3.
Yeah, that's really what it was. Okay, so will Memphis make the playoffs?
As a play-in in the tournament, what you think, Akilah?
That's a good. I'm gonna go with my gut. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
So with that, my next question is: are the Spurs for real?
No.
You guys are gonna doubt Greg Popovich? All right, cool. That's cool. DeMar DeRozan been doubted his whole life. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Nothing.
Straight from Compton. That boy been doubted his whole life.
Is Russell Westbrook? Yeah, I'm like the autocorrect like wrote this joint crazy. But is Westbrook? They wrote it Russbrook. Is Westbrook the issue?
I love Westbrook. Like, I am his biggest fan. I would, pre-COVID, if it wasn't for COVID, I'd be in DC cheering him on. However, it's got to be him. Like, I don't know, something, I don't know if it's his game, his leadership, something is just not clicking. And I thought the move to DC might have been a big help, but it's not.
He's declining? Do you think his athleticism is declining?
I don't think it's declining, but I think the older you get, you have to, like, your game has to change. Like, and his game is not accommodating. I just
does not accommodate.
Put it nicely.
Yes, very PC.
To put it nicely, his game is not accommodating to the team. Yeah,
that's exactly where I'm about to chime in.
I wish I used that word when I talked about Bradley Beal, but go ahead, Lamar.
So, I'm gonna give y'all the perfect correlation to this. Last night I went hooping. 12 o'clock at night with these young guns, all right? They were like 18, 19 years old. So I come out there, I'm giving them the buckets. I'm feeling good. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, they're shooting the lights out. I ain't got no energy. I'm kind of tired. Mm-hmm. I'm like, how can I switch my game up so that my team wins?
Yeah.
He doesn't think like that.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
His thought process is, let me try to go grab all the rebounds. Mm-hmm. Let me try to go get 10 assists, and let me still shoot 3 for 21, but then look at the team as the issue.
Yeah, because he stat padding.
Right? Yeah.
And like you said, I'm a huge Russell Westbrook fan.
Yeah.
I love his game. I love him. I love the tenacity. You know what I mean? He's ferocious. He goes at you. He talks shit.
Right.
He rocking the baby. I'm with that. But everywhere he go, people want to know why you the issue.
Yeah. All right, two more. Will the Mavs make the West?
No.
Oh.
That's a hell no. They just lost tonight too.
I say yeah.
Yeah,
they did, but I still give them a good shot. I think Luka. Yeah, but Luka, they got a great shot.
Okay.
The only thing is, it's like looking at the standings, and when you do look at the standings, your question does become like, who do we take out?
Right.
Because the West standing is Utah, Lakers, Clippers, Phoenix, Portland. I'm in for San Antonio. I don't think Denver's faulty. And then you have Golden State. And I think Golden State's there. But then the two that we think is going to make it is probably Memphis and Dallas. And then you have a Pelicans team too that, they're a couple of games away from Memphis and Dallas. So the West is loaded for those spots. I don't think nobody's knocking Devin Booker and Chris Paul or the Denver Nuggets
win streak too.
Or Popovich. I think that he's obsessed. He's upset he lost his streak last year. And I think that he's trying to come back with the same players, Yeah, it's just different, man.
Yeah.
So, and my last one is, will Utah finish with the number 1 seed?
You start this one off.
They might, but in the end, it won't matter.
Great
can
point.
finish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't.
Great point.
Who cares?
I'm with that. Matter. I'm with that. I think they will, but go ahead, Lamar.
You know,
yeah,
I might have to agree with that because I think we're going to go into low management mode towards the end of the year. Mm-hmm. We're going to have to because
I've always said that, but now it's clicked in your brain because Akilah says it. So I guess
no. LeBron's playing a low in minutes, and I can dig that right now.
Yeah,
but he's carrying a larger load than what I want to carry.
Yeah.
So,
and regardless, come into the season, that's going to stop. So regardless if AD is balling or not, he's going to say, "Coach, I'm out. Got to rest my legs for the playoffs.
I got to rest my legs."
And so
we may drop to the 2. Yeah. 2 to 3 at the worst, but the 2 for sure.
Yeah, you know? if it's 4, it's trouble. Like trouble in the sense of what happened. Like somebody.
And you know, the worst part about this, home court advantage don't matter this year because there's no fans. So it's like it don't matter where you are.
No, it'll matter.
Yeah,
it'll matter because if you in Atlanta, there'll be fans.
And in Atlanta.
And if you're in Orlando, there'll be fans. If you're in
Atlanta.
Yeah, if you're in Tampa, there'll be fans. So,
but out west.
Okay. Yeah, there's those few places.
Okay, I only got 3. Both of you all give me your first response, okay? This is tough for me to ask because I love Jason Tatum so much. But will Jaylen Brown go down as the better player for the Celtics in the near future?
Only if my knee-jerk reaction is only if Tatum leaves. Just because, yes, Jason Tatum is a dog. I'm not Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown is a workhorse. He's a gym rat. He's a dog. He'll get to the hoop. He's a great wing defender, and I think he's very dependable. But I think Jason Tatum has a star-like ability to him. Just like, I mean, you love him. You said you hate to say that about him. I think that he's underperforming lately, and I think that Brown has shown himself as a more consistent player. And Tatum acts like he can go out and drop 40, but he just had 4 for 13 tonight against Bradley Beal, and they went head to head. So for that, I just to say I don't think Jason Tatum will ever leave, and Brown's gonna be there, like because he's just signed that extension. And so, what are you gonna trade Tatum and decide to keep Brown? Danny Ainge haven't traded anybody, and so that's my whole thing is I don't see them staying together and then Brown stay. Now Brown's going to end up the better player if he leaves and like goes to Detroit and balls out with Jeremy Grant or something. Like he'll become the better player then. But now, no, now in the Celtics.
Okay, Akilah.
Yeah, I agree with. For the first time tonight, I agree with everything that he just
said. Yes.
Jaylen, I like that workhorse. Jaylen Brown is a workhorse, but if they stay together, yeah, Tatum will definitely be the bigger star if they stay together.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Okay. All right. So my follow-up one to this, we're going to stay in the East. Will Miami somehow make it to the 3rd seed?
Why the 3rd? Why so specific?
Because they won't get number 1. They won't get number 2.
You're right.
I could see them coming from the bottom to the 3rd.
Okay, Akilah, you take this one, man.
Yeah, I don't know what made 4th, but definitely not 3rd. But what Brooklyn, Sixers, Bucks are top 3 automatically. Mm-hmm. And then you can fit in, once you get to like 4 or 5, you can kind of like alternate who you like better. But top 3, no. They're not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, top 3, no. I'm with Akilah. Top 3, no. And then if you're talking about 4, you're talking about Boston. And then if you're talking about then if you're talking about 5 and 6, then yeah, but because it's Indiana and Charlotte, I would love to see a Charlotte versus Miami playoff. I would love that. But that's the highest they'd go is a 6. I wouldn't give them 5.
Okay. My last question. Who gets Coach of the Year at the end of the season?
I think if the Sixers keep up if the Sixers keep winning, I think it'll go to Doc. And I'm not a Doc fan. I think Doc is overrated. He got one championship. When he was with the Clippers.
Yeah.
Right. He was with the Clippers and they didn't do anything, but that's another story.
Yeah.
But if he can get the Sixers the number 2 spot, if he can get them like number 2, number 3 spot, I think Doc will get Coach of the Year.
Yeah, head on, right on. It's gonna be Doc. I mean, I can see.
I agree.
Unless there's a little bit of whatever we like to call it, and Quinn Snyder gets it over Doc, because Quinn Snyder's having a great season, and so if it's going to like more seasoned coach, if it's going to whatever Utah entails, if it's going to it could be Quinn Snyder. It
could be Quinn. That's a sneaky dark horse. They're 17 of 18 right now.
Yeah, this whole time I've been saying Doc Rivers, but now just thinking about it, and because we all agree he's still overrated. A 10-year or 12-year gold championship doesn't say. That's definitely what have you done for me lately material.
3 superstars.
Yeah, like that's definitely getting crazy. Even the Clippers, like the Lob City era, like it's getting crazy. So I think it might be Quinn Snyder, and I think we may just be overlooking that bad boy.
Okay, I got a last question I just thought of real quick.
Great.
Yeah.
Can Tom Thibodeau get love for Coach of the Year if he gets the Knicks to the playoffs?
Meaning win or get love for it?
Get love for it. Get some votes for it.
If they get in the playoffs and it's the New York Knicks, and I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say no. No.
I think it was a little. I think it was a little old. Getting Rose after seeing the comment of Rose saying he wanted to go to a contender, and I know Rose may love to be in New York. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I'm just saying from the outside looking in, it's like, man, like you need Rose for all your teams. Like I don't think that we're gonna award that with Coach of the Year. I'd award Derrick Rose like before Tom Thibodeau, because it seems like he's the common denominator. So,
Akilah, you got anything?
She said no.
No, not that I can think of. Who do you guys think is coming out the East? I mean, besides initially I thought Brooklyn. I didn't think the Sixers would be as good as they are.
I know.
So that'd be interesting.
Coming out the East, Lamar, go.
Answer that after watching Brooklyn last night put 100 up in the third quarter.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
Nobody in the East can do that.
At the
Even
end
though
of
the
the day,
Sixers are playing great, they don't have anybody that can put 100 up.
Fourth quarter, there's 12 minutes left on the game clock. It's tied, and you got Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid on the court, and you're looking down on the other side, and you got Harden, KD, and Kyrie. I'm thinking they're going on a 20-5 run, and it's over, because I don't think Philly can score consistently. So I just think that's over, and who's going to outscore them in the fourth? Like, get yourself to the fourth. I don't even know if you can get yourself there, but if you do, if you can score with them, because they're going to outscore you. We have seen they haven't played defense. Mike D'Antoni and Nash have taught you.
Their defense is trash.
We don't do defense.
Both of them trash.
We're Suns. We're the Suns in the East.
Yeah.
And so
if you can, Suns in the East.
If you can stick with them, you can stick with them, but you can't, and you won't. Not in the East. They don't have scorers like that. You told me Bradley Beal is that scorer, and what is he? Last in the East. So. Yeah.
He had to shoot that one in real quick.
Yeah, it'd be like that. It'd be like
Last
that.
shot.
Last shot, 24 seconds. Air ball.
Swish.
So, this was episode 5. This is absolutely amazing. Akilah, I wanted to say thank you for you coming out here late night.
Akilah got me out of my temperament, got me talking about Bradley Beal like he's not an NBA star. Like, I apologize. He's an NBA star. He's a superstar too. I just don't think he's an NBA All-Star starter. But yeah, Akilah, thank you.
Oh, now he's a superstar.
He's something like that. You know what I mean? He's something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Akilah, I think he got lost in waves in the back.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, thank you guys. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun.
Appreciate it. Thank you. It's that Big Dog Talk. We appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night.